Happy Independence Day, Nigeria.
Wait.
Before you start to celebrate the independence of Nigeria, you have to consider many things. Have you asked yourself what led to our establishment? And again, people are now calling for separation. People are now asking for a country of their own. What is causing such agitations? Or what has led us to this level? Ladies and gentlemen, this is CJ Speaks, and I'm here to tell you what you may know. Now, Nigeria is celebrating her independence this month. The country was established in the year 1914 by the British. But people didn't fall from the sky and began living in Nigeria from 1914. People have lived in this country for thousands of years before the place was called Nigeria in 1914. It is the processes, it is what led to the country being called Nigeria in 1914 that I am about to tell you. I will take you all back to the Berlin Conference of 1885. It can be also called the Scramble for Africa, because that was when Europeans gathered and separated Africa. Africa was chopped into pieces by the Europeans. Notable countries that came and sat down to divide Africa like a cake were countries like Germany, France, Britain, Belgium, Portugal, and the rest. But two countries took lion's share, France and Britain. France took countries like Mali, Benin Republic, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and the rest. While Britain took countries like Nigeria, the Gambia, Ghana, and the rest. So, after they sat down and divided Africa, they now came back and began to administer the piece of lands that they have been given to, or they took by themselves. But you have to know that before the Berlin Conference of 1884-85, Lagos was already established as a colony in 1861 by the British government. They now came back and colonized Africa completely, and Nigeria to be precise. So in the 1900s, they have already established the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate. Then in 1906, they will now merge Lagos colony with Southern colony, therefore collapsing the colony of Lagos, making it part of Southern colony. Then in 1914, that was when the Southern colony and Northern colony were amalgamated and made Nigeria a country. But before I continue, I want you to put certain things into consideration. From the Berlin Conference of 1884-85, there was never a time that the Europeans called African leaders or the people to really ask them where they want to belong and to really seek their consent before ever administering any province to them. For those that think that the amalgamation of Nigeria was to better the country, no. The amalgamation of Nigeria was for the sole interest of the British. They amalgamated the Northern and Southern Protectorate so that the administration can be easy. It was done for easy administration, and the man that fronted it for the British, Lord Lugard, deemed it fit so. So it wasn't the benefit of Nigerians or the people that later became Nigerians that the country was amalgamated. It was done for easy control of the people and for their own economic benefit. That is another fact that ought to be established. So for them to give us a semblance of peace, when they created premiums in 1954, Nnamdi Azikiwe's NCNC was almost winning 1960.
Lagos Racecourse is the scene, and it's the afternoon of Nigeria's great day, with thousands awaiting the climax and resolved to relish every minute leading up to it. Princess Alexandra, with Sir James Robertson, the retiring Governor-General, must have enjoyed the whole jubilant atmosphere of the occasion. A first-class show was put on for the benefit of spectators. Entertainers fairly let themselves go, tumbling head over heels with delight. Celebrating, however, as we all know, can be a bit exhausting. The princess was received with yells from the kids. Her friendly charm had quickly made her very popular. It was as the representative of Her Majesty the Queen that Princess Alexandra of Kent returned in the evening. She was about to hand over Nigeria's constitution. And presently, quoting the Queen's own words, she was to wish Nigeria a great and noble future. This was the moment for which the country's leaders, in partnership with British authority, had patiently worked. The Nigerians themselves emphasized that all has been done in friendship, and that friendship will continue. Meanwhile, top-ranking Nigerians, wearing their finest robes, watched in dignified silence as the climax of Independence Day was reached. In handing over the documents to the Federal Prime Minister, Alhaji Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Her Royal Highness handed over sovereignty to a new nation. The Union flag flying for the last time. Princess Alexandra was present, of course, for the final ceremony that took place on the stroke of midnight. This was the dramatic takeover by the new nation's own green and white flag.
After he left in 1960, Tafawa Balewa became the Prime Minister, while Azikiwe became the ceremonial president. But the ethnic tension hasn't left. It continued. The 1961 election that was rigged in the West was blamed at the party of Tafawa Balewa, the Northern People's Congress, NPC. There were killings in Western Nigeria. Several properties were destroyed. Later, they now used S.I. Kintola to wage war against Awolowo. Tafawa Balewa accused Awolowo of conspiracy and treasonable offense, and they now jailed him. That was how the problem began in the country. Then, in 1963, they now created Mid-Western region. It was a core game that was played to displace the West and make them little. The tension continued until the military struck. The military struck in January 1966. It wasn't an Igbo coup, as it was called. The coup was orchestrated by Yorubas. Then they used an Igbo, a smart Igbo military officer by name Kaduna Nzogo, to lead the coup. The coup failed, and it was now turned against the Igbos, and it was called an Igbo coup. Fine, the likes of Ojukwu and Aguiyi stopped the coup, and Aguiyi immediately assumed the leader of Nigeria and became the first head of state in the country. Because of those that died in the coup were mostly northerners. Someone like Tafawa Balewa died, and Ahmadu Bello. The North felt that it was a game that the East and part of the West played against them, that they must revenge. They now revenged in July 1966, killing Aguiyi and several other Igbo officers. After the killings of Igbo officers and several civilians in northern Nigeria, the Ghanaian government called Ojukwu and Gowon for a peace accord called Aburi Accord. They went there, agreed on certain things. Coming back to Nigeria, Gowon reneged, and the killing continued. Then, on the 30th of May 1967, Ojukwu declared the Eastern region as a republic and called it Biafra. But it was the beginning of another war. It was a war of aggression on a people. The war ended in 1970, but over 3 million people died. I mean, 3 million people died. The question is, has all the things that caused the quarrels among various ethnic groups, has it been resolved in Nigeria? The answer is no. So what are you celebrating? Think about it. As I'm talking to you now, it's like the country is being owned by a particular section, and they refuse to even talk about it. In 2014, the former president, Jonathan, called for a national conference. This was a mean or an avenue so that different ethnic groups that can come together and correct the mistake that the British did in 1914. But the present administration came and squashed everything. That is why we are still hearing of protest, agitation, and people crying for separate states or country up till now. That is what it is, people. Always remember to keep your fingers crossed. This is CJ Speaks. We must continue.